You've most likely heard of the Mandela Effect, but did you know that more examples continue to emerge as time goes on? We have the most recent mind-blowing examples here for you today, as well as the proof of its previous existence, which is almost unheard of, here today in this episode. Welcome to Soul Spa University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand, essentially adult Disneyland. Today's episode is going to blow your mind. You're really going to enjoy it. But in the meantime, so we're not another Mandela Effect for you, please don't forget to subscribe so we're not lost on you forever. Like so we can continue to put out more content for you, and share so you could help in the mind expansion movement and help expand those others' minds. So for those of you that don't know, the Mandela Effect is merely it's the noticing of reality shifts. There are theories that say we're shifting in and out of realities individually all the time. The Mandela Effect, okay, is actually a complete collective shift where all of us, for some reason or another, must have possibly entered another universe, dimension, whatever you want to call it, existence. And what the Mandela Effect is us being awakened enough to notice. So there's many common examples of the Mandela Effect, which I listed in a previous video. Please check it out. And today we have more recent examples that have come out, and for the first time I've ever seen, proof of each example, aka corroborating evidence, to show, wow, this is not just a memory glitch, people, and this is not a manufacturing decision difference, because if that was the case, we would have seen previous results of it prior. However, yeah, and it's not a memory thing because now we actually have proof. So we're going to dive right in, and I cannot wait. One of the most famous Mandela effects that everyone seems to know is the spelling of the Berenstein Bears. 1 second. Almost everybody I know remembers the Berenstein Bears as being spelled, BERENSTEIN, Bears. And now all of a sudden it's Berenstein Bears. And this is not like the manufacturers changed their mind, because we would always find evidence if that's the case. And none of us remember Berenstein Bears ever. However, the most fascinating part about all of this is that none of us had any evidence of it ever being the way we remember, leading us all to think, was this a memory glitch? Yet how do we all have the same memory glitch? Well, that is no evidence until now. So guys, take a look at the screen. There's somebody that has 2 VHSs, one spelled the original way and one spelled the new way. Take a look at the screen. Ironically, the first one that's spelled, correctly is about something disappearing, the disappearing honey. And then the new one, of course, has some sort of agenda about saving the bees. That might be a new reality thing. Everyone get a good look? See that, Tommy?
Yeah, I see it.
So.
I still have my theory.
That what?
That this rich woman was married to a man named Berenstein, and then she got divorced him and married another man that has Berenstein, and then they're like, we're gonna change the bear's name. They're like, but ma'am, Berenstein is so popular. It's like, I don't care, I don't want his name on my bear. It's like, what if this becomes an issue for the kids? It won't. And then 20, 30 years later, we're like, it's a different reality.
That would be the case if it wasn't for all these other examples we have. Also, we would all find proof and have books with the original spelling. We've never had proof until that picture I just showed just now.
Yeah, it's true. But how many people actually keep the Berenstein Bear books? I think I've
Oh
had like
no,
3 or
many
4.
have things from their childhood and it's all spelled the new way. And that's what's so confusing about all this.
Hmm.
Because if it was spelled the old way, we would think, oh, somehow they changed it for some reason. But now that there's no evidence otherwise, like, okay, remember the Fruit of the Loom logo?
Just a bunch of fruit. It's like a cornucopia of fruit, I think. I can't remember.
There you go. Everybody remembers the cornucopia. Okay, nobody had proof until now. There's the cornucopia. Because now they're claiming it's without that.
Yeah, but they could that like that falls back to my thing of it's a cartoon. Cartoons can be easily changed.
Yes, but there's no previous evidence of it until now that I just showed you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also, I'm sorry, go ahead. I have many other examples, people, but let's stop and listen to this. Go ahead, Tom.
Yes, this is what we're here for. No, I always felt it necessary. Like I felt like it for myself. I do believe in all the parallel stuff and all that thing, but the Mandela effect specifically, I'm not a big believer in. I understand that, like, the changing in the thing, but don't get me wrong. There are evidences out there that are like that make me wonder this and that, but the evidence provided by most people are just like cartoonish that can be changed.
Yeah, but then we would find previous evidence of it. That's what I
Yeah,
keep saying.
yeah.
So I'm saying I'm not pushing people one way, I'm not pushing people another, but I'm not going to just dismiss something because I'm smart enough to realize that this world consists of a lot of what we don't know. And that's what this channel is here for, to expand people's mind. Now, if I know something's untrue, I will not report on it. And if I do, I will expose the fact that it's untrue, because I have integrity behind my journalism, which is why there's over 55,000 views on the video where I'm exposing the TikTok guy, not with any malice intention. In fact, I think his new show is going to be great.
Oh, they're still going through with that?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard about it, to be honest. However, also, guys, if you would like to see interviews with me interviewing the absolute leading expert on all of this, Cynthia Sue Larson, there are 3 interviews on my channel. And there is a 4th one coming out when I feel consciousness is ready. So be sure to check those out as well. Speaking of which, I had a personal Mandela effect happen to me that I did email Cynthia. I was freaking out, and we'll get to that in a second. She did feature it in her monthly easy reality shifts and put all the pictures in, etc. And I'm going to show you all the proof of that in a second. But also, it went viral and on national television, the viral lemon cutting video on TikTok, where the girl was cutting a lemon and, all of a sudden it's not cut anymore. And it shows actual footage of her freaking out about it. I believe this. I can read energy, and this girl has no other agenda. So that was really interesting. And I think we've all had these experiences constantly. And we just think, oh, must have forgot. Well, lately, the more you awaken, the more noticeable they're going to be for you. So let me share my personal Mandela effect. Okay, so it was June 2nd, and I had decorated for coworker Tommy's birthday. It was just one of the many times that before he wakes up, I like to decorate his apartment. And guys, there's a whole other segment coming out on Soul Spa University regarding that, where I try to pleasantly surprise him with how I've organized or decorated his apartment. And you see his organic reaction. Anyway, this was for his birthday. So I put some tinsel everywhere. Please keep in mind, look at this picture, keep it in mind, look at the timestamp. It was June 3rd. The original timestamp actually for that was, yes, here it is, June 3rd, Wait, June 2nd, 2:35 p.m. See that? Now, when we zoom in on this, see, zoom, there's the tinsel underneath where the elephants are. Okay, I took a picture just because I like to take pictures of what I decorate. Now you'll see 2:44, June 2nd, not even 7 minutes later, I look back. Let me zoom out so that you can see the whole timestamp. Okay, 0 tinsel. Let me zoom in so you see it. I just did that so you could look at the timestamp on it at 2:44. 0 tinsel. I stared at that for so long in disbelief. Ironically, I had a sign that says believe, okay, that I've painted a long time ago. I looked over at my dog, who then was shocked looking at me as if like, what are you looking at me? And I'm like, there's no way she would have eaten that amount of tinsel. It would take her so long to swallow these things. There's just no way. And I just, for so long, looked for the tinsel, questioned my own reality. Like I've heard about the Mandela Effect. I've reported on it. I've heard about reality shifts. When it happens to you firsthand, your mind blown. Like I literally didn't know, like, am I okay? Okay. And yeah, reality shifts happen all the time. Usually they're more gradual. So for us to notice is a huge thing. That means we're awakening, first of all, which is great. But sometimes the noticing is so jolting when it's that obvious. I mean, I was shooken up. I called my cousin right away. I mean, she's laughing. Everybody's laughing through this whole day. But I'm telling you, that first hour of shock, I literally went right to Cynthia and was like, Cynthia, ah! Okay. And she was like, this is fascinating. And she did, after a lot of proof and time that passed and everything else, you know, I disclosed everything and she put it in her monthly e-zine. Please check it out, Reality Shifters. And also check out IMAC, which is the International Mandela Effect Conference, which monthly holds a meeting that covers the current Mandela effects that are emerging, guys, by the way, awesome. And I mean, it is just mind blowing. I mean, I went through a lot of human things after this to try to make sense of it. Like eventually I thought maybe my dog really ate this. And I ended up calling vets that night in case. I was worried sick. She was completely fine for 3 days and then started to get a little weird. And then it may have been because of her flea medication that we have to give her monthly. And then I was worried sick for a week again. And like, there was sometimes what reality will do is give you a little bit of something to make you start to make sense of it so you don't feel like you're nuts. So it eventually, I just kept looking in her excrement for her streamers. I'm like, she's literally a party pooper. You know what I mean? Like, but they said it would come out within 24 hours. It was a week later. It was barely even an inch of one. I was so happy it came out, but I'm wondering where the whole pile went. I mean, where did this go? I mean, it would have taken this dog so long to eat that pile. You can't even break these things. Okay. So this was out of control. So guys, take notice in your own life. And if this happens to you, know it's okay. Usually your mind creates your reality and it will sort of create something to make sense out of what's happened so that you don't feel so jolted by the reality shift. But the reason Mandela Effect is so famous is that we can't just chalk it off as one of our memory glitches or that it was always that way or that a manufacturer changed their mind. Because if a manufacturer changed their mind, we would have evidence of it. This is the first evidence we've started seeing. More and more evidence is coming out. But the fact that we all remember it like the same way, and then there's no evidence of these common things we all remember, you know, I'm not here to say either way, but it's definitely something to start keeping your antennae up about.
if we're going into different realities, how is it that there's evidence at all?
Well, there's not. There's not
Well,
until
I'm
this
saying,
is why this podcast right now is so crazy that there is.
yeah, but that's my point exactly. It's like, how is that guy have evidence if we're in a different reality? It would just all say the same thing.
I know. Well, there's theory that, there's two realities going on, and some are from one and some are from the other. And we're kind of sharing experiences from each, which makes perfect sense because, to be honest, I don't know what reality you grew up in, but it's not the same as mine. And also, like, there's rumors swirling around about the CERN Hadron Collider, that it's colliding two different universes together, that it has in the past. Well, if that's the case, this evidence emerged around that time, which, as I stated in a previous video about the CERN Hadron Collider, I believe if there does have an effect on us, it doesn't just go from that date on. It actually it retrogrades a little, so it'll go from that date on. But if we're in a different universe, it affects prior to that date. So it's interesting this happened to come out around that time, because if it is putting two universes together, there you go. Because this is nuts. This is nuts. I got to email Cynthia this too.
Yeah, no, my universe is a little more aggressive when it comes to Berenstein Bears. It's like usually soldiers going around. It's like Steen or Stain, Steen or Stain, like Stain. So yeah, no, I'm happy to be in this universe. You guys are a lot more relaxed about it. Yeah, I mean that's all right. It is awesome. Like there are, like I said, I have my doubts, but I do share a lot of the same. Like, wait a minute, that was called this, or that was this. Wait, that doesn't make sense. No, that's this. So yeah, something's awry, and I would
Something.
love.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I would love to just like, I know everybody would love this, but just like the all answering book of in the sky comes down. It's like, yep, you were all right. This is what's happening, not just the constant. Oh God, what if? Oh God, no this. Oh, I got this. Oh, I want to
Well,
hang.
there's just too much, there's too many examples proving that it is the case, to be honest. And the more I feel the universe is expanding and consciousness is expanding, the more possibilities are expanding. And the more we're really awakening to these possibilities, which is more likely than not that something like this would be happening than not. That's how I feel, because I can't prove otherwise.
Especially if all the doctor scientists are right, and it's like we're in a weird bubble. Like each one is like a bubble universe, and sometimes the bubbles press too close to each other, and then they intermix a little bit, and that might be what's happening.
That's interesting. And I have yet to hear about that. So we need to have some cocktails.
All right.
Is that what they're saying? That each is in a bubble? What are you saying?
Yes. Well, there's all kinds of different theories on different universes, but like one of them is like it's called bubble universe, and it's basically all our universe is contained in a bubble, and they're all basically lined up next to each other in an infinite freaking spiral. And the theory is that sometimes some of them get too close and they bump up against each other, and they kind of like mix into each other, almost like regular bubbles, like the soap bubbles, and they kind of look like they get a like one, but then they just pop apart. And that could be one of the theories on this Mandela effect, that we're just being pushed against another universe too closely.
That is amazing. That seems almost exactly like one of the theories for Mandela Effect. I'd say that could be one for sure. And oh my God, I hope we're not getting pulled apart. Will I ever see him?
I want to see the universe where it's called something different. It's like, oh, we call it the Steve-O effect. Remember Steve-O? It's like, what?
Exactly. Oh my God, this is amazing.
But yeah, that's pretty cool though. Like the guy actually has evidence.
That
I
is,
still have my thing on it, but like I'm always going to be skeptical, but that's just me. Until I get like hard evidence, that's just the way I am. That's my wiring.
that's the way regular people are. However, my thing is, you have to also open your mind up enough to know that you only believe what you've been taught. So if you were taught otherwise, you'd be skeptical of the normal side.
True. That is true.
So, awareness and consciousness and ascending and, evolving is really about kind of rising above what you've been taught and kind of, starting to use your own innate wisdom and discernment on what could actually be possible. And if you don't think it's possible, why? And think about if those whys have to do with what you've been taught. Because just because we've been taught something doesn't mean it's true.
Well, it's also based on the need to want things to stay the way they are, and not to rock the boat too much in your world. Not like people like steadiness sometimes, and it has nothing to do with like they're closed. Well, I guess they are closed-minded, but they want to be closed-minded because it's safe to be closed-minded. Like I just for myself, yeah, I like stability. Of course, everybody does, but I also like to learn and like to like all these things, like figure out all these things. But I like evidence. I don't like hearsay. I guess that's the way I am. But I see what you're saying. A lot of people they want to be comfortable in their lives, and they don't want things to shake up their world, and a lot of this does.
I think it's smart to be, discerning and not believe everything you hear. But I don't think it's smart to have an attitude of prove it to me. I don't believe it till you prove it to me. Because a lot of things can't be proven just yet. However, it doesn't mean it's not true. And if people didn't question things, we would never learn anything new or have any new inventions or have evolved at all.
True. I mean, but that's the thing though, the basis of science, all science is proof to me.
The basis of science is the study of, and in order to study anything, you have to be asking questions.
Yeah, because they need proof. They want proof.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I can't just throw science under a bubble and say it's all science. It's what is that specific science called? It's like Michio Kaku and
Quantum physics?
yeah, quantum physics. That's what I'm thinking of. And quantum physics.
Quantum
Well,
physics states that all possibilities exist.
yes, but for the most part, a lot of them, well, actually all of them, the possibilities exist, but they also want the proof of said possibility, and so they need to get step by step as to how that comes about.
Yeah, totally. However, just because one experiment doesn't work doesn't mean they don't try other experiments to see if they can get proof. There's people out there that'll give up from one experiment. I'm the type that won't give up. You know what I'm saying? I want to really know. I have to facilitate the part of my mind that is curious. Some people aren't curious, and that is fine. I don't know if I'll ever understand them. That's why you and I are so different, Tommy.
Yes.
But yeah, quantum physics states that all possibilities exist. And more proof is coming out that we are literally creating our own reality. Literally, that it is our reality is us pushed out. Our consciousness is creating reality. This has been being proven by science, and now it's even more backed up by Donald Hoffman's scientific studies and books and more studies, where literally all reality isn't even real. So, and that's like scientific. So, so quantum physics is literally reaffirming everything I'm saying all the time. But the whole point is not about me or some stupid little example. It's about broad view wise. Science is about the inquisitiveness, the the questions they come up with to even come up with a study to even find something. And no one's coming up with any questions on trying to find anything if they wanted proof first.
You know me. Once I found out that putting wires in a potato doesn't create endless clean energy, I was like, it's never gonna happen. So that's just the way I think.
Yep, that's pretty much sums up your energy.
Yeah, that's right. Potato energy fuels Tommy. You heard it here first, folks.
Yep. This is why I enjoy my juice so much. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
No. You go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say yes, my simple cranberry juices. So it keeps me going sane the rest of the day.
Thank you for that reminder for my sanity sip.
That's also cranberry juice?
Mm-hmm. Ew. Anyway. So yes, those are some of the most recent Mandela effects, guys. Look up that viral lemon cutting video. It is good. You know, I read energy, so I'm not just like, oh, that lemon, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Obviously, we could all say that the lemon wasn't cut the whole time or whatever you want to say, but she knows that you can say that. So why would she go through all that effort just to do that if she knows? I'm telling you, her energy says otherwise. Okay. So really use your wise mind and feel into it and see what you feel about all this. What do you guys think of the Mandela effect? Please let me know your opinion. We are all open-minded here. We obviously have both sides. I am much more welcoming of another side usually. I'm just very used to my coworker and he's very used to me. So sometimes we go at it like cats and dogs. But I would love to know how you feel about all of this, about anything we said here, and please share your thoughts and opinions on what you feel we should put out. And in order for us to put out more content for you, hitting that like button would totally help us out a lot. We super appreciate you guys so much. Hitting subscribe would make sure we're not lost on you forever as if we're, you know, disappearing Mandela effect. And if you share, you're helping to expand the consciousness of the world. Zoom, on the other hand, is making sure we limit our time here. Oh, that whole thing. Guys, check out my previous video on if reality is real, if I put it out yet. If not, it's coming out soon. And keep in mind something very important I forgot to say on it, which is Donald Hoffman is now reporting that time and space no longer has to be a factor in studying reality. That is huge in the quantum physics field. And it is mind-blowing beyond belief if you really think about it. So we'll be more on that in another podcast. So please don't miss out on our podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. If you guys would like an spiritual intuitive session with me, or some sort of life coaching session, manifestational, amazing, fun, magical session, the link is in the description box. And if anybody would like to be on the show, same link in the description box. Tommy, you have anything more to say?
No, if you want to hang out and just get a drink with me, I guess her description box, who knows?
What?
I don't know. I have nothing.
Okay. Like Dennis Rodman, like you're like, oh, just hang out with me and like pay me or something?
Yeah, if you want to buy me a drink at a bar, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's great. Guys, keep in mind that I'm actually offering a service for exchange.
Hey, there's a service. The service of feeling good for freaking supplying me with alcohol.
Yes. So, and I have raving reviews. So I'm just saying. Anyway, love you guys so much on your journey. I'm glad we all found each other and we're in this together. And thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us today on our mind expanding conversation. And catch you next time. Can't wait to see you.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.